I think we good. Let's bring this in right. What's going on? What's going on? Been on for a second. It's not playing. A little technical. Not playing. I hate doing this without the music because the. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's great? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Lovechild. I'm joining my co-host, my brother from another mother. Blood couldn't make us any closer. One of the best photographers in the world. My brother Santana, say something to Pete.
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all here tonight with us, and we appreciate that. Just for that, we got a jam-packed show, so we're gonna get right into it. You heard?
You already know, man. You already know, man. It's been a crazy week as always, but it is what it is. We're gonna give y'all a terrific show, like my bro said. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do it up real big. Pause. Quick shout out. We just went over 11,000 subscribers for the channel today. We on the road to the 20,000 mark. We on that road to that 20,000 mark. So continue to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, family, co-workers, your loved ones, whatever. Tell them to tap into the show. We really speaking on everything in a real major way. And we appreciate the support. Even though we're on the road to 20,000 subscribers, having 11,000 subscribers for the channel is big time. And I want to thank y'all for y'all growing support and continue support and just beyond. So thank you, thank you, thank you. What you think about that, bro? 11,000 subscribers.
That's greatly appreciated. We're just gonna keep going and keep moving forward, keep giving y'all content.
That's a fact. Um, I feel like I'm missing something. It's a lot going on today. I will say that, so we're gonna get to it throughout the show, y'all. Don't forget to hit them likes, hit them likes, hit them likes, hit them 100s in the chat, hit them 100s in the chat. We love, we appreciate y'all again for tapping in while Unc wearing a trench coat inside. Yeah, it's not a trench coat, bro. It's not a trench coat. That's a good one. That's a good one. I see you trying to heat, but not. This is you know what I'm saying? No. No. You know what I'm saying? If you don't understand it, don't ask no questions. You know what I'm saying? If you don't understand, then don't ask no questions. You know what I'm saying? This is old Brooklyn style right here. All right. So again, if you don't understand, don't ask no questions. You know what I'm saying? Yo, bro, can you tell them what I just said one more time? You know what I'm saying?
You definitely heard that. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Brother look good for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Should be involved fighting against bullies. Shout out to some of our day ones already in the building. We got some badge holders already in the building. Shout out to, let me go to the top. Shout out to Culture Talk in the building. Winter Breeze in the building. King Prince, one of our big badge holders. Pause. Tree My Lions in the building. Culture Talk in the building. Just some of our day ones already in the building. Shout out to Hubby in the building. Shout out to K in the building. Shout out to Birdie in the building. That's one of my favorite bad guy names in the movie. Birdie. Birdie's infamous in the culture. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk about Birdie. Don't bring up Birdie around here. Shout out to Mr. Suspect Suspect Spectro. Sorry, Mr. Spectro. Shout out to uh, 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 shout out to the brother with the fancy name in the Arabic tongue right there. Shout out to It's My. Shout out to you in the building. Yeah. All right, y'all. Let's get this show started, man. You already know how we doing. This is Can the Brothers Get a Rap? We're on every Sunday, every Thursday at 10:30, as you can see. So let's get it popping. Like I said, thank y'all again for the 11,000 subs. We just went over that today. We on the road to 20,000. So again, continue to help and support in the show. We love. On to our first segment of the night, our popular opinion segment again. These are not our questions, these are the world questions, so stick to the answers in the questions. The first segment of the night is brought to you by OUV Records, where the label motto is create, document, and inspire. So make sure you go to Instagram at OUV Records and stay in tune to the latest music and merchandise. All right, y'all. First question of the night, popular opinion. And again, I must stress, y'all, these are not our questions. These are the world questions. So stick to the answers and the questions. All right, y'all. Who is your favorite? Who is your favorite actor on this list? Your favorite actor on this list. Number one, William Dafoe. Number two, Jim Carrey. Number three, Ben Stiller. Number four, Will Ferrell. Let us know what y'all think in the chat. Type them answers into the chat, y'all. Who you going with, bro?
Jim Carrey, Ben Stiller.
This is a top tier list. This list is like a one of a kind. You know, this is the big boy list. Pause. You know what I'm saying?
I'm definitely going with Jim Carrey on this one. The way
Why?
he can take different characters like the Grinch,
Uh huh.
when he played the Mask.
Mm-hmm.
Even now playing, I haven't seen it, but I'm pretty sure he's dope in it playing Mr. Robotnik and Sonic. He just
Fire.
has a way of taking these characters and just making them like real life. So I'm definitely
Yeah.
going with Jim Carrey.
Yeah. Mr. Robotnik character in Sonic. Yo, he's cooking in Sonic. I must say. Like I said before, the only thing wrong about Sonic, they just lean too heavy on the corn on the cob when it comes to Sonic's interactions with his family dynamic with the humans. It's just a bit corn on the cob, but it's a but Jim Carrey is cooking as Dr. Robotnik. In the chat they said two. Two was Jim Carrey, so they agreeing with you with Jim Carrey. William Dafoe is a hellified actor. Ben Stiller's a hellified actor, and Will Ferrell's a hellified actor. But I think I enjoy Ben Stiller's characters a little bit more. Jim Carrey characters. My favorite character I think Jim Carrey's ever played is probably Ace Ventura because it was so ridiculous, but he was so effective all at the same time and funny. And so I like probably that character the most. And when he found out that Ray Finkel was actually a dude, and you know he had the what was the bathroom thing, the plunger he had, you know he throwing
Oh
up
yeah, yeah, yeah.
with the plunge in his mouth, all that. So crazy work in that. But I'm gonna have to go with Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller, his role in Tropic Thunder, his role in Heavyweights, his role in Zoolander, and I'm almost forgetting Dodgeball. Dodgeball, he killed it in Dodgeball. So I'm going with Ben Stiller. My brother went with Jim Carrey. The chat went with Jim Carrey. The rest of the world at 56% went with Jim Carrey. What do you think about that?
56%. That's a lot. A
That's a
lot
lot.
of people choosing,
That's a
but
lot.
yeah, I'm that's a good choice. Like I said, it's the way he takes these different roles and makes them real life characters. It's dope.
Mm-hmm. I agree. All right, y'all. Our next popular opinion question. Again, these are not our questions. These are the word questions. So stick to the answers in the chat, y'all. All right. Which hip hop label had the strongest 5 year run? Which hip hop label had the strongest 5 year run? Number one, Death Row 92 to 97. Number two, Rockefeller 98 to 2003. Number three, Cash Money 98 to 2003. Number four, Top Dog Entertainment 2012 to 2017. Again, let us know what y'all think in the chat.
Run through that list one more time.
All right, yeah, bet. Nah, come on. So number one, Death Row 92 to 97. Number two, Rockefeller 98 to 2003. Number three, Cash Money 98 to '03. Number four, TDE from 2012 to 2017. Let us know what y'all think in the chat. Type your answers into the chat. They were all Fruit Loops. Diddy.
Damn, I'm probably gonna have to go with. I'm gonna have to go with Rockefeller. I
Rockefeller.
feel,
Why
I
Rockefeller?
feel like Rockefeller 98 to 2003. First of all, that's Jay-Z, and then you just had Beanie Siegel coming up. You didn't even have you just about to get state property like 2001, 2002. So you got Jay-Z, Beanie Siegel already. That's, you know what I'm saying?
So yeah,
It was a
Bleak,
bunch of, and then Memphis Bleak. Uh,
Mill.
it was and then you got Cameron coming in and Diplomats. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Rockefellers.
And
Even though
not
Cash Money had a great run too, but I'm
yeah,
just going with
yeah.
the variety of artists that the labels had during the run that they had. I would say NWA, but they only had Pac. You know what I'm saying? But and then TDE just not enough. That
But
5-year run, I feel to me, doesn't capitalize with all the other people on this specific list here. You know what
mhm.
I'm saying? So with this list here, I'm going with Rockefeller.
Well, NWA wasn't they wasn't what you call them? They wasn't Death Row. They was Priority. So they was separate. They had like their own entity with NWA.
No,
Um
I mean I meant Death Row, but even still, my
yeah.
point still remains. Like it's you only had Pac. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, okay. Uh and not to mention, a mill, she like people like to sleep on a mill, but back in that time, a mill was popping, bro.
No,
A
her
mill
first
was
album
popping.
was lit.
Yeah, she was popping. And you know who also don't get mentioned in the Rockefeller run? Obviously Kanye, but also PD Crack too. PD Crack used to be killing them. So my brother went with Rockefeller in the chat. I'm seeing one. I'm seeing one and two. So I'm seeing Death Row. I'm gonna agree with the chat. I'm gonna say Death Row from '92 to '97. That was a real like nuclear bomb run. Like they do have Pac, but before Pac, there was people forget. I don't think people realize how big Snoop Dogg was before Pac even came to the label. Like Snoop Dogg was on a whole nother planet. And then on top of that, you had Dr. Dre, who was the beat maker, but because of his cachet of building up or help building up NWA, it transferred over to Death Row. So you have Snoop Dogg, then you have Pac, and then you have artists like Lady of Rage. You have Dog Pound, which Holmes Corrupt. Daz the Dillinger, who was a rapper and producer. His beats still ring out still to this day. They had other like dope artists. They had so many dope artists, and then you have Michelle. I mean, they had like a full gamut, and their run was like nuclear bombs, where everything that they dropped, it went on to a whole nother level, and not just albums, but motion picture. Like you remember back in the day where they had like DVDs or CDs to the movies, like the Above the Rim soundtrack. Uh, what's the movie with Martin? Oh man, with him and Lynn Winfield.
Oh, Thin Line Between Love and Hate.
A thin line between love and hate. Like they had all these different soundtracks popping. So I'm gonna go. Me personally, I'm gonna go with Death Row. My brother went with Rockefeller in the chat. My brother went with Rockefeller. The chat also went with Death Row as well at 65%. That's pretty crazy. I don't think it was that high, but at 65%, the rest of the world went with Death Row. What do you think about that? He
No,
said City.
I mean, yeah, I mean that's what's up. I don't feel it's that pivotal, but you know what I mean? That's everybody's choice.
Yeah, I don't think it's 65% to keep it a tall with you. You know what I mean? But I think Rockefeller do outdo Cash Money in that time period because they said from '98 to '03. So I think Cash Money gets outdone by Rockefeller, even though Cash Money was still legendary and pivotal at that time and in that time. And I don't think TDE measure ups to the those label their run and the level of hits at that time. So yeah, man, I don't think it's 65%, but it's 65%. They said Chocolate City. Yeah, They gonna put more chocolate in the chocolate city. You know what I'm saying? That's what Martin doing. He said that's our job. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna put more chocolate into chocolate city. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next segment. Hollywood need to ask us. We came up with this segment because Hollywood has given us a whole lot of movies we didn't ask for, and it lacks creativity. So we came up with the segment because we got better movie ideas or show ideas. You want to start this one off?
Nah, you can start it off.
All right, so my Hollywood need to ask us. I want to see a movie. I want to see a movie based on how racism is used as a tool in this country. It's so weird because I have a whole lot of friends who are melanated and not melanated, and race is a construct that's really built in the media. But when you deal with people, when you deal with individuals, the respect of each other doesn't bear skin tone. So I want to see a movie based on that, on the real things that brings the cultures together opposed to what divides the culture. Because we got several subcultures such as hip hop, right? Hip hop basically knows no color in the sense of liking music. When you like music, you like music. You don't have to be a color to like music. Sports is also a subgenre that you just like sports. If you like football and you like to hit people, that doesn't bear color. You just like to do that. Same thing with basketball, same thing with any sub genre where it just brings people together. So I want to see a movie based on a movie that shows that racism is used as a tool, because racism is not something that we're born with. That's something that we're taught. So if we don't teach it, then we don't have it. But because it's used as a tool in mainstream media, it keeps people divided. So I want to see a movie based on that premise. What do you think about that?
No, that's fine, definitely. Would it be a series or a movie?
I think it would be more impactful if it was a movie, only because if it was a series, I wouldn't want it to get like watered down in its messaging, and I wouldn't want it to be redundant. I want it to be straightforward, impactful, also entertaining, um, poke fun at the racism, but also shed real light to the racism on how it's used as a tool and not as and show that there's a dividing factor and also a coming together moment as well.
Hmm. Nah, the fire. I think that'll be dope. Who would be the director?
Somebody I think that will could pull this off. This is my go-to. Jordan Peele is my go-to. He's my go-to because he has not only the eye, but he also has a great way of entertaining and lacing messaging for everyone. So when people watch these movies, especially his movies, a lot of the culture would be like, yo, I love the message and this, that, and the third, but we're not the only ones that watch the movie. Just like how we're getting something from it, other cultures get something from it too. So I think he'll be the perfect person to pull that off. But just don't interject, like horror. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
normal genre. But I would love for him to be a part of that, and I would also love Spike Lee to co-produce as well.
Oh, lit. Yeah, I think that'll be a dope ass movie right there for sure. All right, chat. For my Hollywood needs to ask us. I feel for those up and coming movie producers and writers and up and coming just content creators. I feel this one would should be for us. I want to see a series about the now defunct production house called Carol Cole Pictures. Now, me and my bro, as watching movies and movie buffs, we remember Carol Cole Pictures and some of the top tier movies that they have on their list. Let me just read some of their movies. They had The Last Action Hero, Universal Soldier, Red Heat, Cliffhanger, Terminator 2, Reservoir Dogs. Like, this was a top tier motion picture house, and they were founded in 1976 and they became defunct in 1995. So this series is basically about how they came to be, how they got these contracts, and because of their certain movies, they had a certain look, a certain aesthetic with their movies, and you will definitely see it a lot in Terminator 2 and Universal Soldier. So they had a certain aesthetic and a certain look that they had a brand for their type of movies. And I would love to see what happened to this production house, because like I named a bunch of these movies, these were top tier movies, and for them to be the ones to produce these movies and have their credits for these movies to now be defunct now, to not even have any movies in 2025 is just a tragedy. I would love to see a series about this, and just so we could get an idea of how companies rise in Hollywood and how they fall.
Fire, fire. Anybody in particular that you want a part of of this project?
Uh Probably like the heavy hitters that was around at this time, like making these movies and being around making the deals and getting the deals for Carol Cole to get the contracts to make the movie. So
Hmm.
whoever could play some of the movers and shakers around that time, definitely. You know what I'm saying, I feel this
Yeah,
project can incorporate a whole bunch of people, because these movies had a whole bunch of other people. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even get into the crux of all the other movies. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a whole bunch of people that they can hire and just get it going. I think it would be lit to see what happened to this production house.
yeah, that would be fire. That would be fire. I'm all for it. I want to see they giving us a whole lot of foolishness that we didn't ask for. I love to be entertained, most of all. But what's wrong with giving us movies that deal with real life and that could really be, impactful? All right, y'all. Moving on to our next segment, our must see segment, our must see movies, must hear music, must watch TV show, classic, stand ups, or documentaries. Also, y'all, don't forget to hit that like button, hit the 100s in the chat. Our channel is built off love, and the more love, the more we build. We just went over 11,000 subscribers today. So, again, we appreciate y'all growing support. And don't forget to share the clips, share the clips, share the clips. Over 300 and something videos of this podcast on this channel. So make sure y'all share the clips as well. All right, you want to start this one off? Must see movies.
Definitely, definitely. So to piggyback off my Hollywood Nisa Asks Us, I'm doing, you know how I do my chat. I always have a theme. So my theme is the top Caracol Pictures movies that I love. So these were movies from the Caracol Pictures movie house that I had mentioned before, but these are the movies that I found entertaining that I love the most. So
Okay.
the first one on this list, and especially these three have that aesthetic and that look that I was mentioning earlier. So the first movie on the list is called Stargate. Came out in 1994. Stars James Spader, Kurt Russell, Jay Davidson, Mila Talvi, Alex Cruz, Eric Alviar, French Stewart, John Deal, Dijman Honusu, Leon Ripley, Leon Leon Rippey, and Derek Webster. It's about this researcher who finds this object, and he has to study it with these scientists, and they finally crack the code, and you gotta watch the rest of the movie to find out what happens. Fire movie from Carol Cole, again, a top tier movie from a top tier production house. Next movie on the list, I had mentioned it earlier, but it's one of my favorites, is Universal Soldier. Came
Fire.
1992. Stars Jean Claude Van Damme, Dolph Lundgren, Michael J. White, Ali Walker, Ralph Moyer, Tico Wells, Leon Rippey, Ed O'Ross, and Jerry O'Bra. It's about this Navy SEAL who's fighting in Vietnam, gets attacked, bomb blows off. Next minute, you know, he's this new soldier, and you gotta watch the rest of the movie to find out what happens. Classic Jean Claude Van Damme movie. Again, Carol Cole never didn't miss with this one. And
Facts.
last on my list is one of my top tier, one of my favorites from the late 80s, early 90s wave. It's Total Recall. Classic movie right
Class.
here. Came
Class.
out in 1990. And all these movies still hold up with your 4K 1080p movies. You know what I'm saying? These movies is all 1990. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
94 the latest. You feel me? And we in
Yes.
2025 and they still hit today. You know what I'm saying? So again, Total Recall stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sharon Stone, Michael Ironside, Rachel Tacone, Dean Morris, Marshall Bell, Ronnie Cox, pause, Lika Neff, Mel Johnson Jr., Debbie Lee Carrington, Sasha Ronde, and Michael Champion. About this guy who goes to this, they're in this future, and he goes to this I guess this dream world, and he activates this dream world, and you gotta watch the rest of the movie to find out what happens. Fire movie again. Total Recall is one of them classic 90s, late 80s joints. You know what I'm saying? You can't miss with this one. So my top tier Carolco Pictures, my choices are Stargate, Universal Soldier, and Total Recall.
Fire movies. The only thing about any of those movies, I wish they didn't try to remake Total Recall back in the 2000.
Yeah, that was ass. No, I don't even mention that one.
That
That was garbaggio.
gosh,
I don't even know why Colin Farrell did that joint. You know what I'm saying?
halfway through the project, he should have been like, "Yo, you know what? I did sign up for the check, but yo, this is ass. I'm not doing."
I'm gonna give you the check back. You know what I'm saying? What Cole said, the food sold back, the poor just give it back. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that version of Total Recall trash. The original version, like you said, it's bro. That movie was made in like '89, probably '91, if I'm not mistaken, and that movie still holds up. Storyline, color grade, everything. Fire movie. Great choices. Make sure y'all go tap into those movies. Shout out to my bro Biggs that just hopped into the building. Appreciate you, my brother, tapping in. All right, my three must-see movies. These are some fire movies as well. I don't keep a theme like my brother when it comes to the movies, but I'm going to give y'all these fire movies. I'm not going to hold you. I'm not going to lie. I am biased to the 80s and 90s because just like my bro said, they just made better movies. Script, the acting, the location they used to use real locations. Like just a whole lot of in-depth with the character development, just everything, bro. And even down to the cat. Like the cat in a movie is black for a reason. They just didn't grab a cat just to put a cat in a movie in the 80s and 90s. Like they put them like they had to have a black cat because it was symbolized this over here. You know what I'm saying? They had to have a red bike because so they just been cooking in the 80s and 90s. So all right, so without further ado, oh yo, shout out to before I go, shout out to uh who's that? Shout out to E30. Appreciate you tapping in. He says Shawshank Redemption is a fire movie. Absolutely fire. Shout out to King Prince, 11K. You already know, man. Appreciate you. Again, appreciate that support. Both of you guys, really, from the heart. Genuinely. Thank you. Both fire movies, might have added. Shawshank Redemption was fire. They had a scene I could have dealt without, but they had to make a point in Shawshank Redemption. So yeah, man. So fire movie though. Fire movie. All right, so my three must-see movies. My first must-see movie came out in 1993, directed by Harold Beaker. It stars Nicole Kidman, Alec Baldwin, Bill Pullman, and Anna Bancroft. This movie is called Malice. This movie is fire. This movie again came out in 1993, y'all, and it's about a couple that lived in suburban neighborhood. You know, happy wife, happy life, right? A former football player, my bro already laughing. You know what I'm saying? Former football player came back into town. Now he the head doctor. He running down the medical team, and you have to see the rest of the movie. It's called Malice, y'all. Fire! I'm telling you, it's fire. Second must see movie came out in 2003, directed by Billy Ray. This stars Hayden Christensen, Peter Skarsgård, uh, what's that? Steve Zahn. Y'all probably know Steve Zahn for playing co-opposite of Martin Lawrence in National Security. Chloe Savonlea and Rosario Dawson. This movie is called Shattered Glass. This movie is supposed to be about a real life news reporter that was working for a big time news reporter team, I believe, like back in the 2002. No, I think it was back in the late 90s, from the 98 to 2000. But anyway, he was cooking up stories and you have to see the rest of the movie. Like, it's a fire movie. I guarantee you, once you put it on for the first 5 minutes, you're gonna be hooked. So again, that's called Shattered Glass. My third must-see movie came out in 1995, directed by Chris Gramello. This stars Donald Sutherland, Stephen Reed, Jeffrey McMunn, Josh Acklin, and Max von Sydow. This movie is called Citizen X. This movie is about uh, a serial rapist who's been getting away with murder and rape for a decade. And they was just trying to find who was doing what, and you have to see the rest of the movie. I won't ruin it for y'all. So again, make sure y'all tap in to see Citizen X, Shattered Glass, and Malice. Y'all won't be disappointed. Trust me. You ever seen any of those?
No, I definitely got to tap into those. I ain't seen no one of them.
You ain't even hear about it. See, those who know in the chat, I'm notorious for naming movies that that none of y'all have never heard of. So make sure y'all tap in. I'm telling you, they gonna be fire movies. They are fire movies. So make sure y'all tap in. I must hear music. Must hear music. Must put this on your playlist. I always give y'all artists that either y'all heard or didn't heard of, but it's going to be fire music, and I'll be dealing on a different vibration. So thank me later. So my tonight artist that y'all must put on your playlist, there are 3 songs that must put on their playlist. It's called Keeks the Geek. Again, Keeks the Geek. All right, that's the word cleats, but instead of C, you would use K. Keeks the Keeks the Geek. Must have on your playlist. One song is called Dubai. Second, number 2, Petty. Third, Feels. Put those on your playlist. Again, the artist name is Keeks the Geek. First song, Dubai. Second song, Petty. Third song, Feels. So make sure y'all put that on y'all playlist. All right, moving on to our classic show, must see TV show, documentary, or stand up. You want to start this one off?
Chad, I'm taking y'all back into time with this one. We're going to the early 80s for this one. You know what I'm saying? So for you young cats out here, you got to tap into this one. It's called Knight Rider.
Fire,
Classic one right here. Had 4
fire.
seasons, came out in 1982. You catch it on YouTube. So you got David Hasselhoff, Patricia McPherson, Edward Mulhar, Rebecca Holden, William Daniels, Peter Parros, Pamela Susan Shop, Richard Basehart, Peter Cullen, and Judith Champion. About this private investigator with his lit car, and he's just out here solving all types of crime. And this car right here is futuristic for the 80s, you know what I'm saying? And the car talks and does all types of ill things. I'm telling you, growing up watching this one was a classic for me because, you know what I'm saying? You got a dude with his jacket in his car, he riding around, solving crime and delivering justice. What more could you want from that? You know what I'm saying? Just real straight to the point 80s way. You know what I'm saying? None
Real
of that
Real eight.
real straight to the point. You got the good guys, you got the bad guys, and the good guys always win. You know what I'm saying? Easy peasy. You know what I'm saying? No confusion every episode. You know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's easy peasy, you heard? So definitely tap into Knight Rider. It's a classic joint. And again, like we were saying, these were there was no CGI, so all the action it was legitimately done for real in real life. So you know what I'm saying? When they was having the cars flying and flipping over, they was really doing that for real. So
Live
definitely
location.
what happened?
Live on location.
Facts. Live 9-5 right there. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
They gotta take 2-3 tries to get it, but they gonna get it. You know what I'm saying?
Right on the construction site. You know what I mean? Gotta get it top tier on the construction site. You know what I'm saying? No matter how crazy the car scene is, they start in the urban neighborhood.
No, the car scene chases
Right.
was litty, you know what I'm saying?
But they end up on a construction site. You know what I'm saying?
Always, you know what I'm saying?
Always.
Spin out, mad dust all over the face.
Michael Bay, fireworks and tacticians on the construction site. You know what I'm saying? Safe over there. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna end up in the metropolitan area. I mean, we're gonna start in the metropolitan area and
Yep.
we end up in a construction site. You know what I'm saying?
All roads lead to the construction site. You know what I'm saying?
So tap in tonight right there. That's a fire must see TV show. That's so 80s and classic fire.
Straight to the point. You just know who the bad guys are, and they look like bad guys. You know
Yeah,
what
they
I'm
do.
saying? You just
They,
know, all right, yeah, that's the bad guy right there.
yeah,
You
yeah,
don't need to guess. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Easy.
That show definitely teach you how to judge people. Like it's a low key. You know what I'm saying? But
But they dressed like straight goons. They had the extra padding on the shoulders. That's how you know they was extra gooned out. The more padding you had on the shoulder, the
you
more
was a
goony
Goombot.
googles you was. You know what I'm
You was,
saying?
you was a Goombot for real. Shout out to E3, E30. Seen Bone Collector with Denzel. Yeah, that's a classic. That's a classic. David Hasselhoff for the win. Yeah, David Hasselhoff had shows, man. He had Knight Rider and he had Baywatch.
Baywatch was classy right there,
That's
son.
that's classic. That's classic '90s though. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Hasselhoff was.
Slow mo run into the ocean. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Slow mo, run into the ocean, just real
Just
fictitious
just mass
breathe.
splash tastic
You
going
know
on.
what I'm
You know
saying?
what I'm saying?
With the fake mist in the hand, just spraying the mist. You know what I'm
Yo, I swear they made lifeguarding scene type ill, son. Cause
saying?
you had your speedboat, then you had your what you call it? Then they had they version of the they had their Baywatch speedboat, then they had the jet ski, you know what I'm saying? Then they had their Baywatch little life. Yo, Baywatch was lit, son.
Yeah, yeah.
Baywatch was lit.
Hasselhoff was out there with the taco meat all out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Running the slow breeze. Ain't nothing but women all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Going crazy.
Everybody was fit.
Everybody was fit. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Baywatch. We probably bring up Baywatch later on in the later episode. All right. So for me, my classic must see TV show, documentary, or stand up. I'm falling in love with these documentaries again, man. The 30 for 30, this magic moment. This was about the 90s Orlando's Magic when they had Shaquille O'Neal, Penny Hardaway, Dennis Scott, Nick Anderson, and then later on they brought in Horace Grant. But that team was just so dynamic, special. They was fun to watch. I mean, if y'all thought Shaq was something like later on in his career, he like no nothing is better than Lakers Shaq. Let's keep it up. But young Shaq on Orlando was so athletic. Obviously, he was just as big, but he was so athletic, dunking on people, putting up wild numbers. Like his defense in the paint, he was throwing everybody shot. And then you had silky smooth Penny Hardaway, just 6'7" point guard. Magic Johnson on a whole nother level of that athleticism at the time. Could create. He was a passer first. Like Penny Hardaway was just silky smooth, bro.
Mhm.
Like real talk, like he was like the nicer version of Kobe Bryant in a sense. Like Kobe is like a psychopath, but Penny was like he was just like so silky smooth and such a good guy, bro. Like he's Penny. Like he really created a persona outside of who he was, which was Penny. Like Penny commercials used to be on TV 24/7, bro. Like, bro, do you remember that? Like Penny's
Right.
commercials everywhere. Music artists was putting the Penny in their videos, like the Penny character in their videos. Like that's how big Penny Hardaway was. And shout out to Penny Hardaway, but they was talking about that 90s Orlando Magic team when the city was on fire. People forget that was the first Orlando Magic team. Orlando came out in the 90s, like as a franchise team. So the documentary was fire and how they ended up going to the championship, losing to the Rockets. But their path while they was together, when they was together was a special run. They ended up beating Michael Jordan one time in the playoffs as well. So it's a must see. It's a must watch. It's called 30 for 30. This magic moment, 90s magic. So make sure y'all tap into that. It's also directed by Gentry Kirby and Iran Layden. So make sure y'all tap into the Magic Moment 30 for 30. All right, you got cologne for us?
Definitely got a cologne for y'all. Y'all look good. Y'all feel good. Y'all do good. Y'all smell good. Definitely, it's called Commodity. You want to fuck with the fragrance called Juice and Bold. You know what I'm saying? Definitely want to tap into this one. Commodity is a definitely good brand. And then once again, the fragrance is called Juice and Bold.
Make sure y'all get that juice and bold, man. Remember, the goal is to get the girl, get that smell right, feel right, get the girl, dog. All right, moving on. Y'all already know to our next segment. Y'all love this. It's time to rap. This segment is brought to you by Button Snap, so you get classic movies, shows, documentaries for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, Button Snaps. First hot topic of the night. Real quick, I do want to shout out. There's been a lot of death going on. They were saying it in the chat earlier, but it was already in my notes. Shout out and rest in peace to R&B legend Roberta Flack. She was born in 1937 and she just passed away. So shout out to her, legendary, gave us great music, and her music will live on forever. Classic music. So again, rest in peace to Roberta Flack, and condolences to her family. All right, moving on to our next segment. There's a student named Salih Negrassi, 17-year-old teen from West Orange, New Jersey, who scored a perfect 1600 on the SAT. What do you think about that, bro?
That's great. That's what's up. Pretty sure like you got a whole bunch of schools, or this person got a whole bunch of schools that's gonna be lined up, ready to give all types of scholarships. So if he picks or they pick the best school for them.
hmm Now, let me ask you a question. If you are a young man that has a 1600 on the SAT, so obviously he has good grades, what type of college experience, if you would you be looking for? Would you want to go to a school where it's academically challenging, or do you want to go to a school that kind of provides everything?
I mean, if you already at scoring 1600, you definitely want to go to like the top school that's like really trying to push you to the limits as far as academics is concerned. Like so, whatever school that is, they definitely should be lined up to give this person all types of scholarships. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause they
hmm
definitely deserve it. That's a perfect score. So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
get everything right. So you know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact.
So you ready to go for any type of school, real talk. You know what I'm saying? Should be
hmm
ready. The dorm should be ready for you.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the problem. Like, what else do you need them to do? Like, shouldn't be no interviews, nothing. Like, all you
they.
gotta do is show it 1600 SAT score, no talking.
hmm
No talking involved. Like, all right, when do you want to come to our school?
That's
That's
highlight film.
that's it. What else do you need to say? There's nothing
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
Now it's like, what school do I want to go to now? Pretty
hmm
much.
hmm you know what's funny? A lot of the premier academic schools don't speak on their reputation for partying, right? As far as colleges, like we seen it in the movie, but remember in How High, they ended up going to a very academic type of school. But when they get to the school, the reason why they even went to the school, what's the first day Red Bear asked? He was like, "Y'all got bitches?" so, so the dude was like, "Yeah, we do have a lot of women." You know what I'm saying? He was like, all right, I fucks with you then. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know how to answer that. Like, all right, well, I fucks with you too. Like, so both him and Red and Memphis pulling up and How High, and they going crazy on the campus. So a lot of the real academic heavy schools, they not going to highlight how crazy the parties get at them schools, but you know, it he gonna get the best of everything. You know what I'm saying? Only the finest of classes, only the finest of the CCB, STUAC,
Hmm.
you know
All
what I'm saying?
top tier. You know what I'm
All
saying?
top tier. You know what I'm saying? Only the finest of Kit Kat ball, oodles and noodles at night in the dorm. Only the finest. You know what I'm saying? The finest of my
All types of top tier nutrition. You know what I'm saying?
facts. Shout out to that young man. I just wanted to really put some love into the atmosphere on shouting out the youth for this accomplishment, because this is a big accomplishment. 1600 is crazy. All right, moving on to our next hot topic. Some more death in the air. Legendary Hollywood star Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy Akamwa was found dead in their Santa Fe home along with their dog. It's unclear how long they've been dead for. Their bodies was kind of like decomposing. So they ruled out foul play, but they still don't have a cause of death. And they've been married since 1991. What do you think about that?
Uh, though it's like later reports of saying that how the door was like left slightly open, and it's like now it's like questionable at best because it's like, all right, the one, all right, maybe the husband, okay, husband and wife, all right, husband, wife, and dog, all right,
Yeah,
yeah, that's like,
yeah, yeah.
like nah. So,
Right.
so they say it is questionable when they came about, how the door was unlocked and still slightly left open. So they're still looking into it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like not, um it's a little far fetched. And but again, you know what I'm saying? He's 94. I can understand Gene Hackman, but then the wife is, you know what I'm saying, still young. So you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying, still vibrant, I want to say. Still
yeah,
vibrant. Hopefully they get to the bottom of this and maybe let us know what they find if they do want to put us on the public, I mean.
yeah,
But again, yeah, it seems a little suspect. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I'm agree with you. Like, to say y'all gonna rule out foul play is like, what? Like, if the door was slightly open, he 90 something, she's 63, and they both gone, and they not together in the same room, which that would have been even more odd. But supposedly she died in the bathroom, he died in the other room, and the dog is dead. And it's like, yo, so the whole house get bodied.
But
So
how?
it's like, and JoJo don't know nothing. Like, nobody don't know nothing. They said the bodies was decomposed, so it's hard on estimating the time. So, but still, it's like, yo, there has to be foul. You cannot rule foul play. Is the point that I'm making? You know what I'm saying? So, um, it's just a weird situation. But shout out to Gene Hackman, rest in peace. But it is a weird situation, and I just think it's crazy that they will rule out foul play. That the whole family is just gone.
Right. Yeah, it just seems weird. Questionable, very questionable at best. You know what I'm saying? So more investigation definitely needs to be done because to like you said, to not rule foul play is like I said, if it's just a husband died in his sleep, yeah,
Right,
you know what I'm saying? All right,
right.
that makes sense. But then you know what I'm saying, the wife is a little bit younger than Gene Hackman. So for them to both die, it's like, that's kind of questionable because it's like, did they have the same ailments? But how could they? Because they kind of like 30 years older than
Yeah,
Shorty. So
yeah.
I don't know. And then on top of that, Rover died too. Damn. How you explain the dog dying?
Not Beethoven. You know what I'm
Come
saying?
on, son. Not homeward bound. Come on, son. How you explain the dog?
Right.
That's where it's like, nah, this is real sketchy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, again, shout out to Gene Hackman. He played in so many legendary movies. He's such a legendary actor. Without his involvement in half these movies he played in, the movies would have been straight up ass. And he took all these movies to a whole nother level. For him to be 94, man, he had one hell of a life, man. You know, shout out to Gene Hackman. The only movie that Gene Hackman ever played in, I was like, yo, this movie is hella just sussy, dog. It was like, damn, I just had the movie in my head, but it was a movie where they was trying to get away, him and his mans. No. That him and his mans went white water rafting or something like that, and they all in the woods, and these hillbillies, pulled up on them. I think it's called it's something with a D. Pause. Um, and they pulled up on them, and then like they taped them to a tree. Then the one homie like he chasing on like a pig, and then all of a sudden he like they got it in the chat. Damn deliverance, yo. This is why I mess with our chat, bro. The chat be on point. The chat be on point. Shout out to Stranger Jank. Shout out to you. Deliverance. It was just hella weird. Like, so these two hillbillies all they want to wrestle. You know what I'm saying? Just want to wrestle. And dude,
Hillbilly activity. You know, you want to
real
say no
hillbilly
more. You want to say no more than hillbilly activity, son.
telling dude to oink like a pig every time he like, yo. So this is what we watching in the 70s, 80s. Like this is what we doing. Wow, movie. That's the only other. That's the only movie I'm like, yeah, Gene, you could have left that off your catalog, dog. But the rest of the movies is fire.
He
Top
needed to do.
tier.
He needed to do method acting for that one.
And mind you, the dude that did it, he's a legendary actor too. The dude that actually like got naked and bent over. He was in this movie called Toy. I'm a see now. Y'all got me looking it up. Cast of Deliverance, and he's a legendary actor himself. The guy that depicted that, Ned Beatty. Ned Beatty. Y'all know Ned Beatty from the movie The Toy with Richard Pryor. Y'all probably know Ned Beatty from let me pull up his catalog real quick.
Ain't he played Willy Wonka or something? Ain't that the same dude?
Not sure if he was in Willy Wonka, but he was in Shooter. He was in Toy 3. He played the father in Rudy. Um,
Oh nah.
he's in Superman 2, 3. He's in a lot of stuff. Ned Beatty is a legend as far as his acting. But he that role was, hey man. But yeah. So but again, rest in peace to Gene Hackman, legendary man. So shout out to him. Like I said, I just think it was OD suspect that both him and his wife died at the same time, along with the dog, and it's not foul play. All right, moving on to our next hot topic: train robbers target freight trains and stole over $2 million of Nike sneakers. And they stopped this train in the deserts of California and Arizona. What do you think about that?
And for some sneakers? Sheesh. I mean,
Two million.
who told them about that train cart? You know what I'm saying? Well, put them on for that one. That's crazy. $2 million worth of sneakers is. I mean, I don't know how you're gonna get them off. You're gonna get some of them off, that's for sure. But I don't know. Sneakers. Sneakers though? Damn.
We say this all the time, man. Going back to the Bad Boys movie. Is this too much work for nobody not to know nothing? What Will Smith asked Shorty, yo, is any young dudes calling and want to party? You know what I'm saying? Now they got $2 million worth of sneakers. They gonna make calls
Word.
for
Anybody
working girls.
newly rich ready to party? They just came up on some bread. Like all of a sudden they want to party hardy now.
You know what I'm saying? All
What?
that all at the Al Capone suite. You know what I'm saying? With just nothing but Jordan 11s, just $2 million worth of Jordan 11s. Want to party?
What you gonna do with Jordan 11s, bro? You know what I'm saying?
Come
You
on.
got $1 million worth of Jordan 11s. What you gonna do with that?
And when the party girls walked through the door, he got on a pair of Jordan 11s. You know what I'm saying? He giving them away for free.
Yeah, like yo, here's for your time. You know what I'm saying? Here's for your daughter too. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, it's wild work. I mean, they taking penitentiary chances for some damn sneakers. I mean, sneakers is big business. Like we've seen, like I told you before we broke the story that how um former actor from Ballers, the show Ballers with The Rock, big heavyset guy. He's moving sneakers now. He's doing it through TikTok. So sneaker selling is heavy business right now. But they better lay low. They better lay low because that's a lot of sneakers. $2 million worth of sneakers. You know how much sneakers that is?
That's crazy.
Crazy work. I mean, what do you think they should do next? Should they be like Lulu and like that? What type of name is that? I don't know. That's just my name.
They're gonna have to hit all the flea markets, you know what I'm saying? And just run through all that. Quick fast. You're not gonna get much for them, you know what I'm saying? Because they all hot, so you gotta get rid of them quick. So
Yeah.
the best bet is just run through all the flea markets, not in California and definitely not in Arizona. You gotta go to the East Coast now. You know what I'm saying?
I was just about to say that they got to make that excursion to the East Coast. They got to make that drive. Don't fly. Make that drive. Do a
Yeah,
cross country action. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, or they could pull up in Akron. You know what I'm saying? They get money in Akron. You heard?
definitely get money. You know what I'm saying? So they could definitely hook you up in Akron. You heard?
All right, moving on to our next hot topic. Halle Berry self-diagnosed herself with dry vagina syndrome. She was speaking on a time when she was 54 years old and she just met a man and they was having a time of their life. And soon after, she was having some issues downstairs, and she went to the doctor, and the doctor diagnosed her with herpes. The next 72 hours, both her and the gentleman was kind of playing the blaming game. And later on, within that 72 hours, the doctor called her and said that she did not have herpes, that it was a mistake in the results. Um, and she asked the doctor, then what is it? The doctor said that the diagnosis is unclear, but she doesn't have herpes. So she came up with the fact that she has dry vagina syndrome. What do you think about that?
That story that she should have just took to the grave with her. You know what I'm saying? That's something that we ain't even need to know about.
Mm,
Like for real. Like that's
that,
something like you should have just wrote in your diary. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Proofread it. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? After you proofread it, take that diary and then put it in the shelf. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Facts.
Not not tell the rest of the world this. Like this
Hmm.
has nothing to do with nobody else.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe get back to some method acting and get some better roles and get some better movies. How about that?
She couldn't concentrate because, you know what I'm saying, the vag, you know what I'm saying, it was always a point of contention, dog.
Like I said, this is information we definitely didn't need to know about. You know what I'm saying? Now I just look at Halle Berry totally different now.
Hmm.
Sahara Desert Halle. You know what I'm saying? Terrible.
I agree with you. I think this is something you should have kept to yourself. I mean, I don't know why people who are quote unquote celebrities feel like they have to tell the whole world about their business, about their personal situation. I get it. People are going to be invested. It's one thing for people to find out something. It's a whole nother thing to just volunteer information that nobody asked for, that nobody wants the image of you even having a situation of dry ass vagina. Like you've been a sex symbol for the last since at least the early 90s. We in 2025. That's the image we did not need. So I agree with you. There was no need to share that story, but she did, and I guess she felt like it was more respectable to tell it because she self-diagnosed herself. It's not what a doctor diagnosed her. I've never heard a diagnosis of a woman having dry vagina syndrome. Like I just never heard that. I've heard of menopause, but I've never heard of dry vagina diagnosis based on her research because she said she did her own private research, and based on her research, this is what it was.
Again, they should have had a got a playbook from they should have got a page from the playbook of not Halle Berry, I'm sorry, of oh my god, what's her name? Gorgeous actress. Oh, she's just aging gracefully now. Angela Bassett.
And oh hell, oh
You need to get a page from her book about aging gracefully. You know what I'm saying? Like this did not help you age gracefully. Because Halle Berry, you are a legend. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You
yes,
we hold you to a high esteem.
yes,
This does not allow me to hold you to a high esteem. So you got to do something to fix this because this was not needed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this information was not needed. You should have kept this to yourself, you and the doctor, and then in that conference room and nobody else.
right, facts, facts.
Come on, Hallie. I hold you to a whole very high level. You know what I'm saying? Top tier actress. Like, we don't need to know this. Get
Mhm.
back to acting.
Get some
Last,
role.
last couple of projects you done had been dry. So no pun intended. I'm just
Yeah,
saying, get back to acting.
that was bad. That was a crazy choice of word, bro. With the segment, you know what I'm saying? Dry and dry. You know what I'm saying? That's wild. All right, moving on to our next topic. Uh, how do you feel about people not respecting themselves in a sense where, like what a better question? Do you feel like people not managing their body? Do you feel like that's a version of not respecting themselves?
When you say they not managing their body, like what do you mean? They're not making the right choice?
Right. They're not taking care of their body physically, being happy with being heavy instead of trying to be fit and trying to stay fit. Do you feel
Mhm.
like that's a form of disrespect, a disrespectful mentality on their part?
I mean, well, for themselves, yes, because like it's unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm,
health wise, is you're putting yourself in a very high risk. You know what I'm saying? Just not being healthy at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
God brings shame back. Like you need to like being happy, being fat. That's a lie. Ain't nobody happy being fat. There's no
mhm,
way.
mhm.
There's no way you happy being fat.
Right. Fat and happy.
Nah, son.
Yeah.
You can't be, son.
Yeah.
But put in the work. You know what I'm saying? You
Do
still
you
got choices.
do you feel like it's a form of delusion that people say that they fat and happy?
It's a choice at the end of the day. You
Mhm,
just choose not to do what you're supposed to do.
mhm.
You could have put that extra the extra piece of you know what I'm saying, mac and cheese down. You ain't need that extra plate.
Right,
You
right,
wanted that extra plate. You know what I'm
right,
saying? It's just easier to just get that extra plate than be like, you know what, I'm just cool with one plate. We're
right.
not talking about go cold turkey. Nah. You
Mhm,
eat 3 plates, maybe eat one.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? Take
mhm.
time, but you gotta make the choice. So at the end of the day, you can't be mad at me if I make the choice to not respect the choice you made. We all got choices, and I choose not to respect the choice you made. Like we nah.
Mhm.
So I don't think it's health wise it's a good choice for anybody to just be overweight. It's like it's not good at all. They lied to us. We're not supposed to be eating 3 square meals a day and
Nope.
having eggs and bacon part of a complete breakfast. Like, yo, nah,
Right.
son.
With cereal and milk.
And every time you see somebody got a whole plethora of food on the table, they just take a bagel and be out. Oh, honey, I don't got time to eat right now. What? Sure, you done made this whole meal. You better eat something. Yo, TV be having media be having you thinking all types of foolishness. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
All types of goofiness. Like that never made sense to me. It's like, damn, you done made all this food and you grab a plain bagel, no butter, no cream, just a plain bagel. I gotta go. Like, nah,
Yeah,
let me sit down and eat this meal. But
yeah,
going
yeah.
way off topic. But anyway, I feel it's like just choices. Everybody have choices to make, and we're in a world where people feel as though the choice that they want to make of they want to be fat and be cool with it. All right, fine. That don't
Mhm,
mean I gotta be cool with it.
mhm. Shout out to Ernesto Hernandez in the building. Shout out to Nina in the building. Shout out to Keith in the building. Appreciate y'all tapping and hit that like, hit that like, hit the 100s in the chat. But yeah, man, I agree with you, bro. Like, it made me realize, like, yo, what they show on TV, and I've said this years ago, what they show on TV is not for the betterment of us as people. Like, they don't care for us to really have a real balanced meal. We don't talk about fasting. We don't talk about eating the proper meals. We eating the better version of dog shit. Like, I found out something the other day, like the nerds candies that everybody love. They're basically insects, bro. What they do is take the remains of insects, put it through red number 9 dye, and whatever comes from the dye, they add on more sugary shit on top of that, and you got you some nerds. That's how they come up with nerds. and that's just with candy. So I can with the food like bacon, people love that pork bacon, right? That's one of the worst things you could put in your body. French fries, everybody love French fries. One of the worst things you could put in your body. How so? Is potato. No, because when they make it so small, it turns into a different molecule, and a molecule is something that's not really made for your body. Now, if you have home fries that's potato based, more potato based, then that's slightly different, but it's not the same as French fries. So there's a lot of things that we think is a healthy portion or a healthy version that's terrible. You know what I'm saying? That's why a whole lot of people out here down bad, even if they don't feel like they look bad physically. It's in your body. It's just bad for your body. So when I see people that make concessions for eating horrible and want to be fat and happy, hey, you do whatever you want. But you can't if you can't keep your weight down and you can't dictate what you put into your body, then you can't dictate nothing else in your life. If you can't tell yourself no to a second plate or a second scoop or a second serving or whatever the case may be, or something that's just bad for you, then you can't manage nothing else because you can't manage your life. If you can't manage the food you put in your body, your life is going to be tough as it is. So I just think it's a me personally, I just think it's a backwards mentality that people that don't respect themselves, it starts with what they put into their body. So all right, moving on to our next segment. Uh, have you heard of the self-imposed uh, nationwide blackout that all people of color, or I hate to say black, y'all, because we're not three-fifths of a person or people, so I say the word culture instead. What do you think of the self-imposed blackout for February 28th, which is tomorrow? That people of the culture should not spend money on gas, uh, retail store, go into retail stores, fast food, restaurants, movies, DoorDash, Uber, anything that's commercial based. What do you think about that?
So does that so that's not including like mom and pop shops, local businesses that's in a person's area, or are they just going after major corporations?
They didn't say nothing about the mom and pops.
Because I'm just saying, like, I get the blackout and holding your money, this, that, and the third. When you targeting corporations, I get that. But certain mom and pop stores can't go a whole day with no business, with
Hmm.
no revenue, no customer service, nobody coming into their stores and attempting to buy products or something like that. Certain small businesses can't handle that. You know what I'm saying? And then even still, target let's say you do target a corporation, let's say like a Target or Walmart, and don't want to shop there. What about the black owned companies that deal with Walmart and Target that got their products in there? So now what? You don't want to deal with them neither?
Right,
So is this just only black owned? Like what's the target? Like what's the goal? What's the end goal here? You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
I'm
right,
just trying to figure out because if you go after Walmart and you don't fuck with Walmart, but then what about the small mom and pops that work their way up, got their business to a level of prestige, then they got a working relationship with Walmart to have their products at Walmart and Target, and now you telling everybody not to go to Walmart and Target, like
right,
just
right,
because they got they
right.
products in Walmart and Target doesn't mean they got Walmart and Target money.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They need Walmart and Target to keep their revenue going. And that's just not one Target in their neighborhood. That's Target all over the place.
Hmm.
So it kind of hurts their bottom line. So it needs to be more shelled out and more explained, but it's tomorrow. So I didn't get the explanation really on what companies y'all don't want to mess with, this, that, and the third, like, and which companies are you gonna go to, or is it nobody's spending no money tomorrow?
Right, yeah. A quick shout out to Critical Rick, Rowan Jack, some of our badge holders in the building. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Shout out to Maya in the building. Shout out to Jay in the building. Shout out to the Rebound Sessions in the building. Appreciate y'all tapping in. So again, there's a self-imposed blackout for tomorrow, February 28th, where you spend no gas, on retail stores, fast food, restaurants, movie theaters, DoorDash, anything commercial based, saying that the coaches to save their dollars spending on these materials for tomorrow in particular to show the power of our dollars. Um, I get it to some sort of degree, but you made a great point in mom and pop stores who are culture based. They don't get no love. What about the stores who are in your neighborhoods that is not culture based and they show love to the neighborhood? What about those stores? Because those are the stores that all year round that you really grow up on for real. Like I'm gonna keep it honest with you. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and those corner stores is what kept us fed. And at those corner stores, those guys in our neighborhoods used to treat us like extended family. Like we had credits on food when we went up in there. You know what I mean? If I was short with any type of money or whatever the case may be, Poppy will always let me rock. Poppy be like, yeah, don't worry, just bring it back. Later on or whatever. And he never stressed it. So what about those who really feed the community in a sense just by being there, being open, being available? What about those people? They don't get that. They don't get your service because they're just not culture based, but they've been here treating the neighborhood right, being a part of the neighborhood, pouring back into the neighborhood, and we don't pour back into them. So I get it on a commercial aspect of it, but we have to make sense on a local level as well. Because if we do that to the people that's really a part of our culture, even though they're not necessarily from the culture, then what message is that sending to?
Exactly. So it's like if you want to boycott gas stations, then find out how to open a gas station.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
How do all these other people open up gas stations? But I ain't never none see a black man own up a gas station.
right, right. That's
Black
a
people
fact.
like we can't own gas stations. What we don't because we don't pump the oil. Like I don't think Poppy and them and Habib and them pumping their own oil.
Right, that's a
You know
fact.
what I'm saying? But they
Hmm.
always the ones running gas stations.
Hmm.
It's like Gordo says, they pick people for this. It's always one time at one point when we was growing up, it was nothing but poppies running the corner stores. Not Arabs running.
Yeah.
They done got the poppies up out of there. Now a bunch of Arabs running the corner stores where I grew up at. It was a bunch of Spanish people growing up when I was growing up.
Hmm.
Spanish people was running all the corner stores. That's why
Hmm.
we call it the bodega.
Hmm. I ain't
Now,
go. I ain't gonna hold you. In my neighborhood, we just had a cornucopia of folks, running their spot. You know what I'm saying? You had Poppy to the front, Poppy to the right, and then you had the Jamaican store on the side. And then it was so funny. This comedian, and rest in peace to Rashid, he had a joke about when you go to the Jamaican corner store, every time you go up in there, it's never nobody at the counter. So you have to like lift your item up and yell to the back like, "Yo, like yo, like yo, I'm trying to buy this, bro." And he like it's paying him to come to the front for me to pay you this money on so I can buy your item. You know what I'm saying? At the Jamaican store. They had like three items in the joint. You know what I'm saying? Like they was the original bodega because they had like three items in the joint. Maybe one cat to chase the mice away. And then the one item that I want out of the three items that you got, I gotta chase you down like, yo, I'm trying to get these cookies, bro. You know what I'm saying? And he walking from the back all slow, like, what are you doing, guys? So we had a cornucopia in my neighborhood in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? So, but point well taken though. So I just think this is I get it. I get it on a commercial level, showing the power of our dollar, but why do it for one day? Why not do it for a whole week where it's a real corporation that we actually pour our money into on a very regular basis and where they have to respect our dollar? Why not that? I just, it's far fetched for me to believe that, oh, we don't go to the movie theaters on this Saturday, that the movie theaters is going to go crazy. Like, yo, none of the culture people's here. Oh my God. Like, yo, we got to lower these prices. We got to bring them back to the movie theaters. It's just hard for me to believe that. Same thing with restaurants and all the other things that they name. Oh my God, they're not in here. People always going to buy stuff. So if we're going to really make an impact and show real value to our dollar, we have to go after a big corporation and make it consistent and not a one day trivial type of thing. Because this is just as trivial as these new bum ass holidays where they have National Sunday, National Daughter Day, National Uncle Day, like all this goofy shit. And this is basically is a self-imposed, like, yeah, we just not gonna spend this money on, like, what impact will it really have if it's not something that's consistent and a real corporation that's gonna fill the neglect of our dollars.
Facts.
So, all right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. um a mother goes viral. A mother goes viral for asking her 13-year-old son for her birthday money to pay the light bill. Let me see if I could pull this up real quick. I do have the audio, so the audio uh, it does the justice that it deserves. Let's see if I could pull this up real quick. But yeah, she asked her son for her money for his money on to pay the light bill. So here's the video right here. See if I can pull this up. Stuff. And all I did, I asked you for your birthday money so that I can pay the light bill. You don't want to give me the birthday money, so I am taking the PS5 back so I can get the money so the bill can be paid. Well, how you gonna ask for my birthday money that I got on my birthday to pay the light bill? Your wife trying to take my PS5 away. Well, you can't play the PS5 anyway if there ain't gonna be no damn lights in our house. You shouldn't have been going out so much. You would have had the money. What happened to the income tax? China, first of all, I'm an adult. Stay out my business. When I come to you as a mother and I'm telling you there's an issue where I need help, you help. Going out so much. I'm tired of you going out. You need to spend time with us, and you need to spend money on your bills. Leilani, I'm not even talking to you. So you stay in a child's place. No, you said stay in a child's place. But you asking my brother to pay you. And you like Blake said, you need to start
Ooh, you getting cooked right now.
Spending money on yourself and your little boyfriend. Boy, y'all gonna whoop y'all ass. Yeah, so what do you think about that?
I mean, the mother's all wrong for that. That's the mother all wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how you gonna buy the child a gift that you can't afford? You know what I'm saying? Like, how's it that child's fault that you're not managing your money properly? And obviously, I believe the child that you going out way too much.
Mm-hmm.
You're not spending your money wisely. Like, you're not making the right choices.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the child's fault. Like, the birthday money he got was for his birthday. How you want to take that bread and then pay bills? Like, that's sad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If it was a man no dude would ever put himself in this situation. I hope not. But if it was in reverse, he would get cooked.
Mm-hmm.
In the chat. Oh, the child shouldn't even be with him. This, that, and the third. But the mother is all kind of sympathy.
You're right. Right.
It's all kind of sympathy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's the double standard. That in this situation right here, that's really benefiting her. Like, she thought she was really eating with this video. Like, why are you posting that? Like, that made you look terrible.
Mm-hmm.
The mother, and it really boils down to the stigma that single mothers make bad products. The product of single motherhood is the likelihood of the child going to prison, likelihood of them going to jail is very, very high. That's the statistics out there.
What do you think that does to the relationship with the mom and the young boy at that? Because when you hear him talk, you could clearly hear that he's a little kid. He can't be any older than 12 years old, if that.
Like I said, by 10 years old, if you're a son and you have a mother by 10 years old, you already know how your mother is. You know what I'm saying? By 10, you already know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even gonna hold it. Like, every 10-year-old by 10, you know what's going on. You just don't say nothing because it's your mom.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
By 10, I swear to God, every child girl or boy. I mean, it's just me and my brother, so we just knew by a certain age, we just knew what it was. So by at his age, he was what, about to be 13. Like, come on,
Yeah.
you've seen mommy done go out with this dude and that dude. You already done seen it, making bad choices. This is probably not the first time she made a terrible choice. This is probably not the first time the light has been off.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So mommy finally got some stuff together. You know what I'm saying? COVID, PPP came through. It's been good. This, that, and the third. Now we back to hard shit. Now you got to sell the PS5. What? Nah. You
Shout
should
out.
have bought that 20-inch wavy for $700. Knowing the light bill $300.
Right. You don't need that. You can go without.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't get my hair done yet. I'm wearing a hat. See, men have to live in reality. When our hair's not done, I don't have the choice to throw on a wig. You know what I'm saying? And now my hair good. And I wear, you know what I'm saying?
But I mean, if you bought a wig, it's yours. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's it. You cook. You wait till you get your hair done. That's it. Wear a hat, whatever, this, that, and the third. But women feel as though they could just drop bread on frivolous things that don't matter at the end of the day. Because when your light bills due, you done spent the money on hair.
Shout out to Big Jai in the comedies where he had the joint where he was busting the wig and the girl's like, yo, why you wearing a wig? He was like, what you mean? It's my hair. She was like, no, it's not. You're wearing a wig. He was like, don't you wear wigs? She was like, yeah. He was like, so that's your hair, right? She was like, yeah, because I bought it, but you're a dude. So, like, you know,
the double standards is crazy, son.
It's crazy. You're not going to hear men arguing to wear wigs. It's just, the fact of the matter. Shout out to Rowan Jack again for showing support and love to the chat. As always, tell me there isn't a father in the house without telling me there's not a father in the house. That is a fact. That is a fact. There's so many layers to this. You use his birthday money to pay the light bill. He don't want to give you the money to pay his birthday money for his light bill because it's his birthday money. He's been looking all year to his little birthday money. And it's the most money he's ever got all his life for his birthday. He doesn't work no job. He's a little kid. Okay. So he doesn't give you the birthday money, so you take his PS5 to all right, so since you won't give me that, I'm going to take your PS5. Like, I don't think that woman understands the type of friction that is going to forever create in her son's relationship due to a momentary bad decision making based on her. Like, I get it. You need help to pay the bills. I get it. But that's not your 12-year-old son's responsibility. And this is culturally. This is culturally because most kids from the culture, when we get money, our very first thing to do is to make sure mama is situated, regardless if she was a good mother or a terrible mother. Our first thought of business is to make sure that I do something for my mama. Whether I buy her a house, a car, some jewelry, whether I put some money in in the bank, something that would give her some sort of relief. That's something that's cultural in the culture. Like, that's just how we give it up. So he's gonna grow up with that, but at the same time, he's not gonna grow up trusting his mother because he can't have something of himself or for himself that he could just enjoy and not worry about his mother being able to basically secure it.
She basically lost her son forever. You're gonna always remember that and hold on to that. And that's gonna shape and mold him moving forward. She don't even know what she did. Like, most of these women only think short term. They only think for right now. They don't think 3, 4, 5 steps ahead. They don't think about what that affects the son tomorrow. I don't even think she cares about him affecting him right then and there. Because if she did, you wouldn't even do it. And then on top of it, you wouldn't record it and then post it. Like, you did something lit. Like, this is a great example of parenting. Mishandling your money. Now you gotta take your son's PS5 and his birthday money to pay bills. Like, but then ain't y'all the same one that get all these handouts? How y'all get all these programs and y'all still lagging behind? Our brother can't even get one grant. Y'all get free home, free room and board, free food, all types of stuff, and y'all still behind.
And the reason why I played the video is because I wanted y'all to hear the shaming that she was giving her son about not wanting to contribute. And it's not on him to want to contribute. He's a child. But the shaming, cause she said it, she was like, I do all this for you. I cook, I clean, I do all the things I need to do for you. And the moment I tell you I need some help and paying some bills, you giving me attitude. That's a shaming tactic. So unfortunately, she's gonna lose her son forever in the sense of that trust and that bond that they once had because he learned at a young age that he cannot properly trust his mother. And you even heard the little sister speak like, "Yo, you telling us to stay in the child's place, but you need our help or his help to secure this light bill."
That's why I say majority of these women don't think about 2, 3 steps ahead. They think the little movers, the moving and shaking they doing right now is good. But the children see it all and they understand like this is how you are. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
as they get older, they're gonna make a conscious decision when they get older and be like, nah, I ain't rocking with mom, or this mom is over here on this end, or I'm keeping her over there. Like, I love you, mom, but you're not gonna be in my business about positive things because you don't exude positive energy when you was growing up. So they
Hmm.
don't realize the stuff that they do now holds a lasting impression on the kids.
Hmm. There's a person in the chat. Shout out to you. And a man without bread don't know expenses. That's probably one of the most idiotic things I've ever heard.
Man without bread don't know expenses. That don't even make sense.
Mi-
Try again.
Yeah, that's one of the most idiotic things I've ever heard. I mean,
As a kid, we already learned about responsibilities. This kid already learned about responsibilities early on in life. Responsibilities that's not even on
right? Like we're speaking on that right now, so that doesn't make any sense because as we get older, because like men and women, we deal in different circles when it comes to being accountable and being responsible. By the time most young men, when they get to their second to last year in high school, they have to have some sort of plan because now once you graduate, you no longer you no longer your mama's baby in the house. You're no longer that. Now you're a young man who's viable enough, strong enough, and available enough to go out and get it and come back and help within the family structure. That's why I said it's embedded in the culture of culture, meaning I hate saying the word black, but in that type of culture where we always have to do and make sure that mama is taken care of. Always in everything. That's what we have to do. That's embedded. Even though we're going to do it regardless, that's a must before we do anything. This little kid is not even 12, and he's forced to give up his birthday money to pay the light bills. You're not going to say that kid don't know expenses. He shouldn't have to know expenses at 12. So to say that men don't know expenses unless they have bread is an idiotic statement because men are forced with the reality to deal with the brunt of dealing with money. Because once you get over a certain age, you can't bum it on somebody's couch. You can't go get your own place and then think you're gonna, and if you fall, think you have the option to move back in with mom, move back in with dad. That's no longer an option. You over a certain age. You're a man. So we're talking about this woman in particular, and this woman in particular is straight up trash. You got to hold her accountable for her actions. So, where is dad at? That's a great question. That's a great question. Where is their dad? They didn't specify that she filmed this. The kids didn't film their back and forth. She filmed their back and forth. So that's a great question. Where's their dad? But just because their dad is not in the car with them doesn't mean that he's not in the picture. We don't know that his birthday money did not come from his dad. We can't say that that's not a possibility. So we're going to say that he's not doing his job because he gave his son birthday money, and the mom is taking the birthday money to pay the light bill because she know if she asks the dad, he already know that she's on bullshit because he already make sure that the kids are straight. So we can't say that. We can't have these cop outs when things are being said. We just gotta hold light to it. We gotta be accountable to it. We gotta show some shame because there's no problem in showing shame to men when they don't have it. When men don't have it, a woman is quick to say, "Yo, he broke," and this, that, and the third. But it's weird that most women who was called another man broke don't have more money than him. It's the weirdest thing. I'm around money all the time, and women love to say, "Oh, my man is broke, but I take care of us." Oh, for real? How much you made this year? Oh, I made 35,000. Or how much your man made? Oh, he only made 28. He made 28, you made 35, you made more, but that's not nothing to brag on. Y'all still in the same range. He could turn that 28 into 50, and you could turn that 35 into 50. And you know what I'm saying? Like y'all could build, but I don't understand the shaming tactic on him having less because that doesn't change anything. You just lose yourself a mate when he could have built and you could have built and y'all could have built together. So I don't get the shaming tactics when it comes to that. It doesn't benefit anything. I don't be I don't be with the men who don't make more than me. It's just me having self-respect. That has nothing to do with respect, ma'am. That has nothing to do with respect. Nothing to do with respect. Nothing to do with it. My mom made over six figures as I got older in life. When she start making six figures and she starts saying, "Yeah, I will want to meet a man who, that makes as much as me, and we could just build." And how dope would that be, right? But all the guys who was pursuing her made less than her. And unfortunately, my mother never found the one after her and my father got divorced. Now she had suitors, but the suitors, she cut them out because they didn't make as much money as her. And this is not to bash my mom, but this is a story of women making poor decisions and choice on the type of man that they're looking for. Because one thing is for certain, people always going to make more money at some point. So when you cut yourself out the conversation or cut people out the conversation because they don't make enough money at this point in time, but in 2 years, they'll probably make as much or more. There was one point in time my mother made more money than my dad. Years later, my dad made way more than my mom could ever make. And that's a fact. So anytime you cut men off or downgrade your own possibilities because of money, money is monetary. Is a guy can make 30,000 today. You talk to him next year, he's going to have 80,000. Yeah, I'm, you know what I'm saying. I got a promotion. I make 80,000 now. Now what? Now what? Decision making. It goes back to what me and my brother's talking about as far as decision making. The kids was telling her, "Yo, you need to chill with your little boyfriends and y'all buying y'all little stuff, and when y'all need to be focusing on in the house." So, but we appreciate you though. It's great back and forth, But we got to make sense of what's going on. What you about to add to that, bro?
I can't even see the chat, so yeah, I can't even see nothing that they write up. But majority of the stuff, like, men don't care about your money at the end of the day. Because I ain't never seen a woman build a man up that already had money.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing about that is the when the woman makes a certain amount of money and she wants the man that makes a certain amount as her,
Mm-hmm.
what makes her think that man that makes the same amount of her wants her?
Mm-hmm.
That's the delusion part where you think because you made a certain amount, now these mystery men just gonna come out of nowhere and want you.
Mm-hmm.
But why though? But why would they want you? Who's to say that your qualities in a woman, because you make a certain figure, makes you suitable for them? Like maybe they don't care about that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're like a nice, sweet, sensual person. You
And,
don't know because you don't know what these men like. Because if you do know what these men like, you would never lead with money.
mm-hmm. And shout out to Rob in the building he trying to poke the bear, talking about who ordered Tiger, who ordered this Tiger from Temu, bro. I can take your chick, bro. If you confident enough, show a picture of yourself. Pull up on me on social media on Instagram. Be man enough to show a picture of yourself, and we could go after the same girl. And I guarantee you, I could take your girl and the girl we go after. The nerve of these dudes, man, they be talking crazy behind these fake names, bro. Watch who you talking to. This is not the game you want to play. Understand? My bad, bro. Go ahead.
No,
He
I was up
he on the show talking crazy to me.
on the show.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
Man, you better, if you hear the show, support. But don't poke the bear, dog. Trust me. But go ahead, though.
nah, we good. We can move on to the next one.
Okay. I listened to all this growing up. It almost took me out. This is why, with experience, I have new opinions and I won't be with someone who can't protect me. Your protection is not a financial thing. Protection is protection. Protection is protection.
Like, nigga can have $1 billion and still be a lame.
And still be a lame and still
It can't protect you for shit. You know what I'm saying? What are y'all talking about?
right.
Y'all focusing on the wrong things, man.
Right. I get what you're trying to go with it, but financial protection is not the same as protection.
Like, money don't unlame a lame. You
Right.
still a lame.
Right. Right.
You just a lame with money.
Right. It's part of it. It's part of it. Yeah, I mean, do what you do. Do what you do. I'm not gonna argue what you do with your life and your decisions, but you're cutting yourself short by moving the way you're moving. I don't have a dog in a fight. It's your life, so it is what it is. I mean, in all levels, because I reached mine. Okay, well, shout out to you. Keep getting that money on. You know what I'm saying, and keep doing how you doing based on your results. All right, moving on to our next hot topic. NFL Combine started, and it's crazy. It's crazy. What do you want to see your team do in this year's draft?
Get a more competent line. As long as you got a competent line, you can make a whole lot of stuff happen. Defense
Mm-hmm.
on the defensive side and offensive line. You get offensive and defensive front that's on point because these D ends is getting faster. Pause. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you need fast. Everybody need to be faster.
Mm-hmm.
So we get a. It don't matter who behind you. You get
Right.
that line that's on point.
Right.
Listen,
Right.
give that QB more than enough time to throw, make decisions, check down, whatever. Man, you're gonna be good. I don't understand why we don't focus on the offensive, defensive line and get that going from there.
I mean, the Giants got a lot of holes, man. They got a lot of holes, but bro, there was some talent, bro. There was some talent. Me personally, I want to see my Chiefs take interest to this kid named Nazir Stackhouse. He's a 6'4", 324 defensive tackle from Georgia. Strong, athletic, and the dude ran a 5'1" in a 40. Mind you, 6'4", 324 pounds.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You going up against a lineman, a D line that's probably like running a 4.5 and
Right.
slender 225. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta this is the level of the league where you're going to, where dudes is 6'4", 330, but running a 5 seconds. How you gonna run from that nigga?
Yo, I don't think the chat understand how crazy that is.
Y'all
Six
don't
foot,
understand. You know what I'm
yo,
saying? That's scary to move that fast. 345 pounds chasing you you don't know what that's like. You
fact,
trying to run away from that as
fact,
much as possible.
facts.
and somebody got to block that nigga. Nah, son. That's what I'm saying. The D line and offensive line, most important. Focus on that. There's so many top tier. We could get skilled guys all day. You know what I'm saying?
all
They
day.
can pick them off the trees.
Yo, that hurt
But
my
to get a 6'4", 340-pound lineman that run a 5'4", a 5'1", nah, give me that guy right now.
bro. When we was in college and I heard the coach say that shit hurt my heart because I'm a running back and you was a cornerback, and he said, "Yo,
when camp started, it was 40 DBs, my nigga." You know what I'm saying? By the time
everybody
camp over, we was down to 10.
right, everybody all city,
Everybody all city, all lit. First
all
day, everybody looking fleecy,
yeah,
on point, right?
yeah,
First morning of practice, first morning of training camp.
yeah.
By that afternoon, 5 niggas dropped. You know what I'm saying?
Like I ain't used to this, bro. I
Oh
ain't.
shit, I'm out. Oh yeah, 5 niggas dropped. Wow, it's better now.
Yeah,
When I got here, it was
man.
50 something.
Yeah. When
That's
the
what I mean by it's skill players is a dime a dozen. But it
fact.
wasn't that many D linemen and offensive linemen. What they had was what they had. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a whole line of running backs, whole line of receivers, whole line of DBs. Niggas was having mad reps.
Yeah, facts.
Hella reps. You know what I'm saying? It's hell of us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you get your offensive, defensive lineman is cream of the crop. And I feel like, yo, you focus on that. I don't see why would that be so hard to build around a dope offensive line? Is that so hard or am I bugging?
No, you're
I
not.
know you could pick the players when you need to pick them, but it's like, why am I gonna get a top tier quarterback and I can't protect the nigga?
Mm-hmm.
That don't make no sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna destroy a potential talent all because we had the choice to pick him, but I can't protect him.
Mm-hmm.
That don't make no sense.
So if you was building a team, would you build the offensive line, then get a quarterback, or would you want to get that quarterback, then build around that quarterback?
Now I'm getting that offensive line first and foremost, off rip, because we got backup QBs that could be game managers.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gonna be lit, but you could manage the game.
Yeah. Right.
I don't need you to be top tier number 1 QB. I need you to manage the game clock management. This is what we doing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
2 minutes. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all you got.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we could do that with top tier offensive line. Then that's gonna raise your stock. Now when it's time to waive you and trade you, you know what I'm saying? Now I could get more bread for you because now everybody think you lit.
Right.
Perfect example is Jimmy Garoppolo. Niggas thought he was nice.
Ass.
Because that line was litty. But he was straight garbaggio.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that line made nigga look so lit. 2 games, niggas like, oh, we good.
One of the other bros hit me earlier, and he's a Rams fan, and he called me like, "Yo, I know, you know, what you call him might go to the Giants, but yo, what you think if we pick up, you know, Jimmy Garoppolo, baby?" And I'm like, "Nah, bro, no, y'all not doing nothing with Jimmy. Like that's Jimmy the cricket. Once he one pop, he done. It's a wrap. Like Jimmy stay hurt." You know what I'm saying? Like you talking about Jay jerking niggas, that nigga be jerking the contracts. You know what I'm saying? He signed on the dotted line, but he gonna get popped and he gonna get up out of there real quick. Yeah, Jimmy's not the answer, bro. And he was like excited about possibly getting old Jimmy G. You know what I'm saying? As the starting quarterback. Like yeah, nah.
You better have better chance of getting Cam Newton back.
That's a fact.
Jimmy. I'd rather go after Cam than Jimmy.
Or all button ups and jerseys on top of the button ups and all.
With the goofy hat on top of the helmet.
With the scarecrow hat on top of the helmet. You know what I'm saying? All that. You know what I mean?
Manage the game, Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? Manage the game, son.
Yeah, shout out to Leaf in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Make sure y'all hit them likes, hit them 100s in the chat, man. But yeah, like the combine is off and popping. You had James Pierce, defensive end. He clocked at a 4.5 today, and he ran it easy. And he had a hoodie on.
That's what I'm saying. If you're not getting no offensive line that could stop a nigga that's running a 4.5 off the corner, come on.
That's wild.
I don't care how nice your quarterback is, my dude.
That's wild crazy. A 4.5, clean. And when he ran it, he didn't. You could tell he didn't run it hard.
Nah, cool. he just breezed that joint. So imagine when he getting bread and you his target.
Come on,
son.
And mind you, he had a hood. I don't think people understand. He had a hoodie on. In the combine, when you're at the combine running your 40, you want to see these dudes damn near butt naked so they can run the fastest time. The less stuff you have on, the faster you can run. He went out there with the shorts and the hoodie, was like, nah, I'm cool, I'm straight, and ran the 4.5 just with ease and as a defensive end. So that's wild. Yo, shout out real quick to Rowan Jack. He just gifted some people in the chat with some memberships. That is extremely dope, man. He shout out to Aya, shout out to Jordan, shout out to T, shout out to Lay Boys, and shout out to Leaf. Yeah, man, he get the some memberships. I think a thanks is in order, man. Yo, Rowan Jack is first class, man. Appreciate you as always, Rowan Jack. Wow. But yeah, man, like the combine is it's gonna get even crazier because today was the first day where they had the offensive line, the D line, and the linebackers. So they had a couple linebackers that clocked the 4.4 today.
They're only going to get faster. Like the league is going to get faster and faster. That's all it boils down to me. So if your offensive line ain't faster, I don't know what you're going to do because you ain't going to have time to do nothing.
Mm-hmm. And if they're not going to be super fast, they better be super strong because these guys got an impact at some point, and that wear and tear matters. That physicality matters. So if he get up on them and you know what I'm saying, be like, damn, I'm trying to be finesse out here. Now you know you got them. You know what I'm saying? You just play bully ball. But because the combine, we're going to see these top tier athletes, and I hope, me personally, as a Chiefs fan, I hope we really invest our time into the defensive tackle Nazir Stackhouse. Again, he's 6'4", 324, and he clocked at a 5'1", bro. Scary hours right there. So shout out to the combine tomorrow. It continues, I believe. It's the tight ends and the running backs, and then the next day I believe is just the speed of all speed when you have receivers and the DBs. That's when you know if we're talking about defensive end running a 4.5, linebackers running a 4.4. These receivers and these DBs is going to put up 4.3, 4.2 at a normal rate. So that speed is going to get crazy out there. So I can't wait to see it. It's dope. All right, moving on to our next hot topic. Again, more death, man. Actress Michelle Trachtenberg died suddenly at 39 years old. She was most known for the Buffy Vampire Slayer roles that she played. She played a lot of other stuff too, man. Are you familiar with her?
Yeah, I remember her from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, she was
She
in a
played her little sister or something at the
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah. She was in a whole bunch of stuff. Um, I got some things pulled up. I was trying to go back to see her order. So yeah, she was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She was also in the what's this right here? Why is it not pulling up? She was in Gossip Girl, so that was like another big thing that she was in as well. She has quite a lot of titles. Harriet, The Spy, 17 Again, Euro Trip, Ice Princess, Inspector Gadget, the movie. I mean, she was in a whole bunch of stuff. So, rest in peace. Her death is still unclear, but again, rest in peace to her. Uh, again, so moving on to our next hot topic, Little Scrappy. I seen it was talking about it earlier. Little Scrappy is in ICU. Supposedly there was a post made by his ex-girlfriend or ex-wife Erica, where she announced that he's dying in the ICU. I don't know how true that is. I don't know how true, but if it is true, uh, you know, I hope he's gonna fight for his life, man. So he's not out the woods if it's true, but it hasn't been official. But they saying that he's not doing well, and the reasoning is still unclear. What do you think about that?
That's weird. Like, what's the issue? Like, what did he cash? What's going on? Like, y'all can't be just not giving no information at like post COVID. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Era. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I mean, not give a divulge too much information, but saying he's in ICU, almost in critical condition, is and it's not something physical that happened to him. It's some kind of, we don't know. Like the up in the air is just kind of fishy to me, because
Yeah.
it's like we, again, post COVID, like people are nervous about things like this. You know what I'm saying? This ain't a normal occurrence where you just randomly be in the ICU for whatever occurrence, and then it's affecting your life where you may or may not come out. I hope, you know what I'm saying? I hope everything turns well and he makes a full recovery. But we definitely, as a public, would like to know what is the issue, because a lot of you celebrities are already into some weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what's going on? Why y'all health is deteriorating? You know what I'm saying? Like, Scrappy's relatively young. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so what's going on here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I agree. Um, I believe when you make a post like that, that means that you are trying to reach as much family as possible that they just can't reach, through their own numbers or whatever the case may be. So social media will catch and will start calling in. I think that would be the reasoning why as well. So if this is true, I hope he continue to fight for his life and have that inner strength. Easier said than done. Like you said, little Scrappy is relatively young, and this is not something we want to report on. Just like the young lady prior to Michelle Trichenberg, she was 39. I believe Scrappy is at least like 40, 41. Um, that's not no age to be, just up and die and anything like that. So my prayers go out to him and his family. Shout out to Rowan Jack, Gene Hackman and his wife. Yeah, we spoke about Gene Hackman and his wife prior to in the beginning of the Hot Topics. Yeah, we spoke on Gene Hackman, how weird it was and how they ruled out foul play. And it's like, how you ruled out foul play when both him, his wife, and the dog was all gone. So, but we definitely spoke about it. We should pray for him. That's crazy. That's a fact. That's a fact. Shout out to Isha in the building, Isha Collins. That's a fact. Like I said, I send prayers to his family, and I really wish them all the best, and hopefully a speedy recovery. Um, and I'm gonna just leave it like that. I don't want to, throw it in the air, but I'm just reporting it. All right, moving on to our next segment. Our next segment is brought to you by Bravo Section. Make sure you go to bigbravosection.com. Again, bigbravosection.com. You can buy dope photography and you can book a session with one of the best photographers in the world, especially if you're in the Miami area. If you're not, you can still book that session. They're going to take the train instead of fly out because there's a whole bunch of crashes going on right now. They're going to take the train. They're going to get there and they'll still take care of your session. Again, at bigbravosection.com. You have a petty thought for us, petty words, petty law.
Chat. So this section where we read off different random words from the Black's Law Dictionary. Again, these are words that we use on a regular basis, but sometimes don't have the legal definition of these words. And a lot of times, the legal definition has more legal standing on our lives than any other definition of these words. So the first word is usury. So it's called, the definition is charging an illegal rate of interest. Collectively, the laws of a jurisdiction regulating the charging of interest rates. A usurious loan is one whose interest rates are determined to be in excess of the permitted uh, of those permitted by the usury laws. An illegal contract for a loan or forbearance of money, goods, or things in an action by which illegal interest is reserved or agreed to be reserved or taken. An unconscionable or an exorbitant rate or amount of interest, an unlawful contract upon the loan of money to receive the same again with an exorbitant increase, the reserving and taking or contracting to reserve and take, either directly or by indirection, a greater sum for the use of money than the lawful interest. All right, that's usury. So next word on the list is word, well, abbreviated word is called OC, and an abbreviation in the civil law for opi concilio. And in an American law, these letters are used as an abbreviation for orphans court. Did not know orphans court existed, but there you go, orphans court, for anybody who wants to know about that. Next word on the list is called litigant. So litigant is a party to a lawsuit, i.e. plaintiff or defendant, one engaged in litigation, usually spoken of active parties or not of nominal ones. So litigant, someone who fights or litigates for the defendant or plaintiff. And last word on the list is called affidavit. So an affidavit is a written or printed declaration or statement of facts made voluntary and confirmed by the oath or affirmation of the party, making it and taken before a person having authority to administer such oath or affirmation. All right, so the words for this episode were usury, OC, litigants, and affidavit.
Fire, fire. Make sure y'all type in some new words for my brother to look them up for the next episode. And be for real with these words, because these words is everyday words that we just use and overly use and don't have real understanding of these words. So again, it's power to know words, y'all. All right, moving on. Great job. Great job, bro. Moving on to our next segment, our Keep the Lie Live segment.
Keep the lie alive.
Keep the lie alive. So my keep the lie alive for this episode is I really want to talk about, the term is make time for what's important. When you're a very busy individual, people like to say, well, you can do something about your time because I'm important to you. So you make time for what's important. That is some of the most toxic thing that you can say and believe. Because when you're super busy and you're trying to get shit done in life, stopping to do what's priority to do something that you want to do is not realistic. So when people say, yeah, you can make time for what's important to you, just because I don't make time for you today doesn't mean you're not important today or tomorrow. I have to prioritize today so that way we can have it tomorrow. So that's some of the most toxic thing that people say and don't realize that it's toxic. People just say it because that's just something to say when they feel like they want to spend time with you. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to spend the time with somebody, but the most valuable thing that we own, and I say this all the time, is time. It's not even money. A young lady in the chat spoke on money earlier. And the most valuable thing that we could ever have is time. Because if you have time, you can make you some money. If you don't have time, you don't have time. You won't be here. So when they say health is wealth and all this, that, and the third, yes, it is. But we have to prioritize what's real. And what's real sometimes is bigger than the things that we want to do that's important to us as well. So I just want to debunk that misnomer where people say where if I'm important, you will make time for me. Priority is a time in itself. So you have to be careful and you can't let people use these misnomers to basically get what they want, because it's not about getting what they want. It's about being able to value the time that y'all have together to take, but you have to take care of your priorities first. What do you think about that?
That's a fact because everybody has priorities. Everybody has something that's important to them, and if a person wants to be a priority in somebody else's life, then you gotta make it known, and um you gotta put your best foot forward. You gotta figure out what what that person's into and be in that person's life with their interests.
Mm-hmm.
If you're trying to be around them, because at the end of the day, like they're gonna prioritize what's important to them. And
Mm-hmm.
you trying to be important to them, you might have to prioritize what's important to them as well too.
Mm-hmm.
Because once they see that you at least took the small initiative to like show some interest in what they care about, then they can be like, okay, they can reciprocate the same energy on you, and it's back and forth. But
Mm-hmm.
you want to be in that person's life, they don't have to make time for you. Like, they don't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You paying their bills, because obviously Shorty was making time for other motherfuckers. Now she need to tap in her son's bread to pay the light bill, so she wasn't prioritizing her time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's a fact.
So you know what I'm saying? So your priorities ain't even on point. So if somebody's prioritizing something that's important to them and that's gonna benefit them, why would you want them to stop that so they could focus on you now?
Mm-hmm.
How's that making sense? You not even in the gym passing me the rock. But you know me being in the gym is gonna make us millions, but you want me to stop going to the gym and practice and come chill with you and do what?
Mm-hmm.
Are we gonna go over some plays? Are we gonna watch film?
Right.
Why am I gonna stop doing what I gotta do over here to prioritize you, but you not making what is important to me that's gonna make my life better and to potentially make your life better if you in my life,
Mm-hmm.
to now fuck with you and do what?
Right.
What we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't make no sense. So I'm gonna go back to the gym and I'm gonna lift these weights and I'm gonna run these suicides. Cause coach said I got a little gut. So you know what I'm saying? I gotta work it out.
Right. Right.
You should be in the gym with me,
Right.
cheering me on in the stands, throwing me the ball or something,
Right.
give me a Gatorade or something,
At least give me height. Pump me up or something.
pump me up or something, pass me the towel.
Mm-hmm.
Something light. But that's not important to you. So I gotta stop what I'm doing to fuck with you now. Why?
Make it make sense.
Make
right?
it make sense.
Right. And then it's not, and then sometimes it's not a little time and then you can get back to it. It don't work that way. Once you in the gym, you in the gym. You don't stop the drills to be like, yeah, let me go out and let me get you together just for your sake and then get back to the gym. It don't work that way. When you in the gym, you creating, you being creative, you making your gains. So when people say that, it's just such a misnomer. When people say like, yeah, you make time for what's important to you. Yeah, but priority is a time in itself as well too. And what I'm doing over here is more important at the moment than it's just us spending time.
So if it was in the reverse and the dude was trying to egg on the shorty, like, oh, I see you studying to be a lawyer, but you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to make time for what's important. He would sound like a whole goofy though, right?
Goof troop.
But when a woman's saying it, it's cool. Make it make sense. That nigga is fucking your time up for you studying for your exam so you could be a lawyer. So you prioritizing for him is not benefiting you to pass the bar exam.
That's a fact.
Is he doing some is he helping you study when y'all meet up? Is he reading law books with you? No, so why would you prioritize your time to fuck with him if it's not benefiting you? And in the reverse, the same thing for the man.
And see, my bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And see, everything is so like reward based, right? Like I got to do for you to do for me. It's like what happened for like really rooting and being a part of each other's success. Like I love the Cosby Show, even though it's an old show. I love the Cosby Show because the background of the show was clear. Even though she had her college degree, she went and worked 2 or 3 jobs to help put her husband through medical school. And she never threw it in his face. Yeah, I help you get to medical school. Nigga, da 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 da. She did that, took that on the chin, kept having kids, and he became a doctor. Then now when he becomes a doctor, he takes on the debt, right? He's paying back what they owe. Now he's helping her, putting her through law school. So now he's a doctor, she's a lawyer. They both got they got kids. They building up a whole tribe at the same time.
And guess who delivering the babies? Guess who making sure the babies is healthy?
You feel me?
The damn doctor dad. That's who doing it. Yeah.
You feel me?
Be the
But,
dad and the doctor. You know what I'm
right,
saying? You winning.
right. So, but
That's smart priority right there. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's looking towards the future.
yes, yes. See, that's what we're talking about. Making time for what's important. Connection is very important, but you have to prioritize the things that will allow you to be able to sit in your connection. I don't care how much you like somebody, it's hard to connect when you got real life on your back. It's hard to connect when you don't have the finances to make sure that everything is cool. I just operate at a different tempo. Not just me, but most men operate at a different tempo with that mindset. It's like, yo, it's an old saying: "There's no romance without finance." It's something called security. How can you smack some butt if you can't have security in your crib? So that misnomer that you make time for what's important. Yeah, I can make time when I can make this money. We could all be happy making this money.
Nobody wants to catch. Nobody wants to have the bill saying, "Don't let me catch your ass on the street." Bill. You know what I'm saying? So you got to prioritize. So you never get a bill like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. Oh, yo, shout out to Rowan Jack, man. Always blessing the channel, man. Yo, we appreciate Rowan Jack to the million. I'm proud that this channel has come so far. Hope more growth in the future. We will the good and the bad in the chat, but we will. Some of this is cut off because I'm reading it from this thing is cut off some of what he's saying. And here is to what is here is to I can't see that other word. It kind of cut off. I see big love. It's cut off because I can't see it because of the format of the of what I'm reading it from. Yeah, but shout out to Rowan Jack, man. Uh the, 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 the damn, the chat went blank on me on this side too. You can you see the chat?
I haven't been able to see it for like over an hour.
Man, I want to Rowan Jack. Thank you for that. Thank you, man. Thank you. We appreciate you big time, man. For real. He gifted some of y'all in the chat with some memberships, and again, thank you for being our biggest supporter on the channel, man. For real. Thank you. I hate that this some of this stuff is cutting off where I'm reading it from. I can't see the rest of it. Shout out, big love. Big love. I see the new one he put in. Big love, guys. All good. Thank you again, Rowan Jack. Okay, now we came in. Here's the last part of it. Here's to prosperity. Here's to a prosperous. I'm sorry, a prosperous future. My. There's another word after my big love. I can't see that word. Um, because it's cut off. But again, appreciate you, Rowan Jack. Thank you, man. Rowan Jack is dope, man. Um, yeah. So again, like we use this misnomer on, making time for what's important. Yes, uh, it's important for you to make time for the people that you care about. Absolutely, but you can't lay in that time and sit in that time without security. So that's just a misnomer that I hope we get rid of because it's very toxic and it's very counterproductive when you're trying to build not just something, but something culturally that's bigger than yourself and it will be more beneficial not just to you but to everything that you're trying to build and to the person you're trying to build with. So we need to get rid of that misnomer on making time for what's important. What's important is the time that we have, and it's the most valuable thing that we own. And that's my keep the light alive for this episode. Anything else you want to add to that? Because you was cooking, bro. You was
No,
cooking.
no, that's good.
All right, man. Again, y'all, we appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Like, again, we're on every Sunday, every Thursday at 10:30. The show is growing rapidly. We've been on for a little over a year. So again, I want to thank y'all for the support. Again, hit that like, hit that like, hit that like. If you haven't already, hit them 100s in the chat. Again, big love to all our badge holders. got quite a few badge holders in the building, new members. For those of you who first time here, we appreciate your support. Again, we welcome y'all with open arms. My name is Ashley Lovechild. That's my brother Santana. So again, we appreciate y'all for tapping in. We're on every Sunday, every Thursday at 10:30 for this podcast on this channel. Also, make sure you tap into the Overstand podcast every Monday at 9:30. While understand when you go Overstand every Monday at 9:30 live. Also, tap into the music in the page as well too. Got a lot of fire music in the page. Also, shout out to some of our sponsors of the show: OUV Records, Bravo Section, and Button Snaps. If you're interested in becoming one of the sponsors of the show, you can hit me on Instagram at Ashley Lovechild, or you can hit my brother on his Instagram at
Bravo section _
So if you're interested in becoming one of the sponsors of the show, hit us up on Instagram. Also, we're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We just went over 11,000 subscribers. Excuse me. Wow. Today, as of earlier, we just went over 11,000 subscribers. So again, continue to share, like, and subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a coworker, tell a family member, tell your spouse. These are great conversations that we're having. We got over 300 rewatches in the rewatch area as far as videos. A lot of different subjects that we do cover. So make sure y'all tap in and to continue to show support. My brother got his website he wanted to shout out.
Take a look at bigbbravosection.com.
Make sure y'all go there, show that love, show that support, get some dope photography. Also, to our badge holders, we got some fire stickers coming y'all way. Got some fire stickers coming y'all way. Something small token to show the support of the show. And we got more goodies coming on the way as well to our badge holders. So make sure y'all tap into the membership portion of our page. We different memberships, different access. So, we got some things coming up for y'all. Also, any music platform, tap into Ashley Lovechild. Check my music out if you haven't already. And also, I'm going to be developing a new app that just houses Ashley Lovechild music. It's fire music, and this is the app you need to go to get the best of my music because I've been doing this. I've been doing that thing, and I got some new music coming out. So make sure y'all be on the lookout for that as well. Again, we'll see y'all this Sunday. Y'all already know what time it is. It's love. And we'll see y'all again this Sunday at 10:30. We out.